late than you think. Hold on.
You look like that, okay. Go on, Colin.
Much more late than you think. Your country is under occupation. Directors, your country's gone.
Yep.
Right across Europe, they're invading it. They're destroying it. They own the banks. They own the media.
Yeah.
And whether it's England or America or any other, New Zealand, Australia, it's all the same. It doesn't matter that it's Ireland. We are being destroyed. All the governments have been taken over. They're all taking orders from a script. The country is owned by the banks, which are owned by one type of person. You can guess who they are. They have forced the juice into people's arms. They down there are criminals. They're not only criminals, they're murderers. The children are dying and people are dying every day. They wear their suits and they try to speak in a sanctimonious way. They're nothing but murderers. They kill the people and they're killing the children and they're dying every day. Of heart attacks, of cancer, and of drugs. They're nothing but murderers. And the police down there, they were force injected too. They don't know if they're going to drop tomorrow. They're planning to bring in another 8 million more. 8 million more. And where they're going into the homes. They're going into your house because they're going to start with holiday homes. Then they're going to start with old people's homes. And then they're going to start empty rooms. And you're all getting them into your house whether you like it or not. The ID means you won't be able to do anything. It's going to be attached. It's going to be attached to the banking system and it's going to be switched off. In England, one fella asked, how is the digital ID going to be attached to the banking system? And the banks answered him back, we're not going to tell you because it will have a chilling effect. It will control everything. Money is going to be invalidated after a certain period of time. It does an expiration date on it. They're going to control everything. They're going to control food, put you in 5K zones, digital prisons. They're all going to do it for the drip, drip, drip. And you're not going to vote your way out of it. Because it's rigged. It's a rigged system. The only people that can take over the Irish themselves, they're going to have to take the country back physically and by force. And this is all across Europe. Because sometimes you have to fight for freedom and you have to die for freedom. Because if you don't, you're going to die anyway. Because they're planning a war in Ukraine. And they're signing away the triple look. And all across Europe, they've signed in the draft and conscription. And they're going to bring them out in the middle of the countryside and kill them with drones. Under the excuse of a war. Under the excuse of famine. Under the excuse of pandemic. Under the excuse of climate change. North Point for the atmosphere. Everything justified with lies. All lies. But if you surrender your freedom, you're going to lose it. This is tyranny. And you're going to have to fight it. Because if people don't wake up, and you'll have to wake up within the next year because they're nearly ready. You won't be able to go on the internet. AI is going to censor everything you say. It's much worse than you think.
It's a holy war.
There is. The man says it's a holy war. There is a satanic element to this. Much of this is in the Bible, even though I wouldn't have said it.
It's biblical.
Much of it is there. There is truth to it. We are going to be destroyed, as is all Europe, because it's the plan. They plan to wipe out billions of people, and if you're in any doubt, they had a good chance getting you all with the juice in your arm. 90% they got.
They worked for
and they're coming back with more. Because under the pandemic treaty, they've taken away your rights. 193 countries, including that one up there, signed away your rights. That now, in one movement, in lockstep, they have to give everyone the juice. By force, you won't be able to say no. And they give you what they want, remove you from your house. This is the plan. By famine, by war, by collapse. They're going to control everything and they plan to wipe you all out. All across Europe is in the same. You're under tyranny. You have to get yourself out of this. They do it by the towers and will. Those towers are weapons if they're turned up full. People are asleep. And they better wake up. But it doesn't matter. If you feel like you're in a dangerous position, but either way you're not going to last. They're going to wipe billions of people out. You only have to look at the logic. There is nothing wrong with the weather. There is no pandemic. And the people that they brought over here from the Middle East, let's just go with that. They bombed Jordan. They bombed Iraq, Iran. They bombed the whole lot. They have no homes. And then when they can't live there, they finance them to come here. They planned it. We are to be it's weaponized migration. It's not all their fault. They were collapsed and they were brought here. And they will take over. That's if they live long enough, but they're only being used to wipe the Europeans out. And Ireland's got to wake up, and all those people walking around sitting no problem, snivelling looks in their faces and smirks on their faces. Very shortly, those smirks will be knocked off your face, because you don't realise that out there, they're all actors, and they know exactly what they're doing. They're in lockstep to lock you down, to lock you in, to put you in 5 key pay zones, to put the juice in your arm by force, to take your freedom away, to take your cars, to take your homes. And that's what's coming, and that's the truth.
Well done. Thank you. Sorry about the delay. Alan Bingham. I know we're trying to stick to this person. Please bear with us. There are people who want to speak, and unfortunately, we're running time. So, Alan, short and sweet.
Thanks very much, John. It's great to see the people that did turn up here today. I'm not worried about who didn't. But what I did see when we turned the corner up the road there and then turned the corner here, the government have sent the Gardaí out to discriminate against us as Irish people, not allowing us to travel down to the Parliament, to the Dáil, to have our say. If there was 5 times as many people here waving Palestinian flags, they would get the red carpet down to them gates. And there's no doubt about that. Now, you can ask any Muslim this and they won't be able to answer you. Our Lord Jesus Christ is mentioned 25 times in the Quran. Muhammad is mentioned only twice. There's one woman mentioned in the Quran, Maryam, Our Lady. And Muhammad is only mentioned twice in the whole of the Quran. And I can be fact checked on that. But what I'm seeing in Ireland at the minute is a complete and utter disregard for us as natives. The Gardaí have been sent out to discriminate against us and stop us having free passage down to the Dáil Éireann, where our voices should be heard by the elected representatives down there. Most of them weren't actually elected, they were placed. You know, and then we look at the presidential election, and somebody mentioned me about spoiling my vote, and I thought, why would I do that? But it makes sense. If enough of us spoil our vote, it sends them a message that we don't actually give a fuck who the president is. You know, Mairead McGuinness was the front runner, but Mairead McGuinness then got a story leaked that she collected €800,000 for a building that she already owned in rent. But then she must have got a headache with that because she went off sick and dropped out of the race. Then we have Maria Steen, who is a conservative Christian, and she can't get the nominations. And I would like to ask the elected reps in Fingal and Dublin City Council why they didn't nominate a candidate for the president. Now, Conor McGregor put his name in the hat, and people have a thing about Conor McGregor, but look at what Peter Mandelson was doing with Jeffrey Epstein, Keir Starmer's right hand man. You have a look at Helen McEntee. Now, When I done my video to Donald Trump on Ash Wednesday, and I went on Good Friday to post that, the powers that be in Drogheda decided to put Helen McEntee in my path, hoping that I would give her some kind of abuse. I kept my mouth shut because I'm not fucking stupid. She was standing there without a guard near her, no security, no nothing, and expected me to open my mouth like a gobshite and get arrested, pinned to the ground. That didn't happen. I went to the post office and I posted my letter. Now, what I see now in this country, right, there was a chap there, a young man that spoke there about housing. Well, the reality of housing is, we have 4 migrants crossing the border for every single house completion. Now, the Gardaí should be listening to this as well, because I'm sure you want to get on the property ladder someday. But it's impossible. If you're Irish, you're Paddy Last. Now, if 90% of migrants crossing the border are scammers, they're getting 18 houses. That's the way you look at it. They're getting 18 out of every 20 houses. And the other 2 houses going to the actual refugees. The Irish are Paddy Last and everything. But I'm not putting up with it. I've used up most of my holidays from work to turn up to these events. And I'll keep doing it until there's no holidays left. But the numbers are dwindling. And it doesn't help if we get up here and start slagging each other off. That's not what it's about. It's about when you have, like, when people enter politics, right, look at it this way. Everybody enters politics with the best of intentions. Then they join a party and then they get told what they can and cannot do. So their conscious thinking is taken away from them. Any way of critical thinking is taken away from them. When I was in school, the teacher would put a question to the class and everybody would have an opinion. Everybody was entitled to their opinion because we critically thought about the problem. We used our brains. But now it's indoctrination in all of our 3rd level education. I have 2 nieces going to UCD and I support their bus fares, but they're woke. They're woke. It's not their fault. They went to college and got woke. And that's what's happening countrywide. The leftist agenda is what's in play. And what I'd like to do is, I'd like to set up a GoFundMe to send the Queers for Palestine over to visit Gaza. And any money that's raised that's not used by the Queers for Palestine will go to the nationalist movement. And that's what I'm going to do in the next week. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see how many takers we have on the Queers for Palestine wanting to go over to Gaza and play nurse and doctor. Because that's what you want to do. But anyway, look at all we can do is keep turning up here, keep voicing our opinions, and hopefully someday they'll be heard. We know that the media is all woke left. They won't give us a platform. So the best platform we have is X, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, and whatever other thing, Telegram. And the other thing, the lies that were told in the last week. Simon Harris, there was apparently bomb threats made to certain Garda stations. Well, I didn't know that you could actually ring a landline off Telegram, because you actually can't. So that was a psyop. Same as the vaccines were a psyop. Actually, the COVID was a psyop, and the vaccines were the bioweapon. You know, I wanted to take a case of coercive control against this government between the year 2020 and 2023, when they coerced the population into taking an experimental drug that has killed many, over 25,000. Now, there's Stephen Donnelly. Stephen, you're responsible for rolling out the vaccines. That's the man responsible there. Hasn't got a brain in his head. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. Walk of shame. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you.
You're murderer! You fucking prick! You're murderer! You fucking slob! You fucking bastard! Poison to your children! But the children of Ireland are dying because of you! You cold piece of dirt! You piece of dirt! You're
things up that don't normally. Every man and woman, no matter whether they live together or they just share with each other. Every man and woman.
Go down to the sewer and we just like
Every man and woman were locked down together. They hadn't got their outlets. They couldn't go fishing. They couldn't go to the game of golf. They couldn't go to the pub. And then they started having infight, domestic. So the government brought in coercive control, and I'd like to beat them with their own stick for coercive control of the Irish population and proposing everybody take this vaccine to save your granny. They wanted us all to save our grannies. Well, they were killing them off with midazolam and remdesivir in the nursing homes. How many nursing homes turned into iPad centres? Ask yourselves that. Because they're scum. They're absolute scum. And the only voice we have is when we rock up with a speaker and a microphone and a few people that's willing to listen. But I'd be worried if I was standing on that side of the barrier too. Because the government don't care about yous. They don't care about yous guards in uniform. None of yous. That government doesn't care. We care. Because you're Irish people. So stop fighting us and join us. Join with us. We're fighting for you. That's what we're doing. I'll leave it at that. Thanks very much to everyone that turned up today.
Well, Fagan, thank you. Alan has helped me out all this last week. I've been bending his ear left, right and centre. And I don't apologise, Alan, because you're a man of this country. Folks, we're going to wrap it up. Because I know you have homes to go to and all that goes to that. And believe it or not, I have to actually go out to Clondalkin now in a few minutes to my two daughters who are going away for a wee break, but they've had a bit of a rough few months. And I'm actually taking their two dogs down to Donegal for the week. So wish me friggin' luck with that. In the meantime, there's one gentleman here that wants to say hello. Gonna come up here beside me? But before you do, can I just say one thing and then you can wrap it up, alright? Everybody, I am John Malloy. I want you to remember that name. Because going forward, I am not going to sit down on this. We have a fight in our hands, and I can see by today's turnout the ones that don't want to fight with the John Malloys of this country. The ones that have turned their back on me. The ones that have said all along, yes John, we'll be there on the day, but they're not here. And you know what? Thanks for not being here. Because I tell you why. The crew that are here are more solid as a people than those who are not here could ever pretend to be. So the next rally that you guys call, will the John Malloys be at that rally? Do you know why? I actually will. Because I'll stand with the fellow Irish people, not with the people that are calling the rallies like the Malachy Steensons, the Derek Blyges and that. But I will stand with you fellow patriots that believe in me and what I'm doing.
Well said,
That's simple. And I cannot express in my own words how humble I am to be with you. How humble I am to be with the Tom Moorns and everybody else that's here. I am blessed. I am blessed with a breath in my body to be able to talk to you, and be able to walk with you, and be able to shake hands with you. And I go home this evening going, fuck it, that was worth it, because I met some beautiful people. Thank you. From my heart.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thanks, John.
Introduce yourself, kind sir, and tell us what you're about. Yes.
It's all on me, Leon Bradley from Finglas Says No Group.
Go on, Leon.
We've had a great success in Finglas. We've stopped 3 iPass centres just by going for the greedy people that are pocketing the money. These are the people, our own people, that are destroying our own communities and towns all over here. They need to be stopped and approached. and outside our businesses, the homes. Protest outside peacefully, as it says. Now, this flag above me, this is my flag. That's your flag. It's not their flag. This represents territory, he says. Of course it does. It represents our territory, the territory of Ireland, our country. And it won't be tarnished by yous getting sold to the European Union for scraps. Now, the erectedist party are here today to stop us from approaching the door. Well, they can't stop us approaching their offices or their homes. So let me tell you this. You can't hide. You can't run. We're coming for you. All stick together. Unity is what's needed to beat these pigs. Not you. You should be on this side of the fence. You know what's going on. You have no homes. You have kids too. It's up to you to stand up against these people in that building as well. We need unity, and we need it now. These are our flags, and this is our country. The people that spilled blood for us to have freedom today, they need to be remembered, treasured forever.
It's a Christian country.
This is a Christian country, exactly. It should stay that way. Thanks everybody today for coming. Well done, everyone.
The risen people. Lastly but no means leastly, Fidel. This lady has been working tirelessly, as you all know, and I'm privileged to even know you. Thank you.
I know people are tired. I know people have a long trip home for some. So we might finish off with a little fairy story. And it's called The Emperor Has No Clothes. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there was an emperor. But he wasn't a wise emperor. He was a greedy, selfish little emperor. And worse than that, he was a very unwise little emperor. And one day, two scallywags, we like the old scallywags, came to visit the emperor. And the emperor was known for loving his clothes. And the two scallywags said, "Oh, we can make you the most beautiful clothes." Now it's going to cost a lot of money, but money is no option. And they said, the only problem with these new clothes, only the wise people can see these clothes. And the emperor said, money is no object, go ahead and make these clothes. So the two rapscallions spent day and night. And of course the money that they were given, it wasn't enough money because this material was very special and very expensive. And so they toiled and they spun and they cut cloth and they spun until the emperor's new clothes were ready. And the emperor the following day was going to view and wear these clothes. And the two rapscallions said, "Now, Emperor, remember, these clothes are so white, so bright, and so beautiful, but so light, you'll feel like you're wearing no clothes." And everybody laughed. And the emperor said, "Because I'm so intelligent and I'm so wonderful, these clothes will look lovely on me." So the emperor tried on his new clothes. He couldn't see the clothes, he couldn't feel the clothes, but he was assured these clothes were magnificent. And so they arranged for the emperor to go in his coach to wear these new clothes. And all the people came to view them. But unfortunately for that emperor, these rapscallions were much more clever than he. And when he set out in his coach to show off his clothes, what do you think the emperor had been? The emperor was naked, but nobody dared to tell him, and they said, isn't it, ooh, isn't it, oh, isn't it absolutely fantastic? Your new suit is beyond precious, all of this world. And then one little boy from the background spoke up, and he said, the emperor, ha ha ha, is wearing no clothes. And all the ministers looked at each other because they had all gone along with this act. And they said, what a stupid boy you are, because his clothes, aren't they, ooh, aren't they, oh, aren't they absolutely fantastic? But suddenly, the people started to look because they no longer bought into this crap. And they said, the emperor is naked. And you people that showed up today, you are that little boy. You have the courage to say, the emperor is wearing no clothes. Thank you so much. Ermina Mike.
God bless you. I'm going to leave you folks. No, I'm not leaving here, I'm just going to leave you with one thing. We are the risen people. Remember that.
Come on, John.
I want to thank everybody who turned out here today. Everybody. The one thing we shouldn't forget, that government is in there. They're not elected by the people. The electoral committee said 3 days after that election that they sent out 500,000 votes by mistake. So how in the name of God are they in power when they shouldn't have been in power? 410,000 votes you got elected with. And it wasn't the oldest people that elected them. It was the illegal immigrants that they brought in. It was given a vote in their election, and they should never be in power. They shouldn't be. They're spoilers, corrupt bastards. That's what they are. And another thing I want, it was illegal, and that's another thing I want to say. Do you know under the Dublin Agreement, we've no obligation to look after these illegal immigrants, and that's the illegal invaders. Under the Dublin Agreement, we have a clause that states that we should have a referendum of anything, and they won't give a referendum because they know what the outcome will be. So they're spineless, corrupt bastards, that's what they are. They're scum.
May I say something, please? There was 500,000 Michelle down in Kerry, Michelle Cain, yeah. There was 500,000 dead people that voted. Dead people.
Well, listen, that'll show you what this government is doing.
They were dead.
How can any government in the world be elected by 500,000 votes that was illegal? The electoral committee said it themselves. They said it was sent out by a mistake. And then they elected by who?
Yeah, but there was 50,000 of them dead. And they voted.
Okay.
I don't know when you will vote from the fucking grave.
There's a lot of dead people in this country, and they're all coming from that bleeding place in there.
Yeah.
That house of iniquity should be
They are
burned
trying
down.
to take away our heritage.
They work for the
and
devil.
Here, you know what I can understand? They brought in these illegal people, they brought illegal vectors in. Not one of them was vaccinated, and he's telling all of us, you had to be vaccinated, just that. It's a fucking plan. They want to get rid of us, and that's it.
They locked us all down.
So I want to say thank you all very much for coming. Listen, don't be brought down by these bastards. They're lazy, corrupt, spineless bastards. That's you. Stand together. Don't let them take the unity. It's their flag, it's their country, and they're their roads, and that's it. Be brave, be strong. We're yours. Be proud to be yours. Don't know how it is. Never take that away. And you're so good. Every fucking one of you are going to regret what you're doing on our people.
God bless Donald. God bless you, brother.
Well said.